Hi guys. Well, we have gotten started on our research project. Some of you that are virtual have yet to contact me for your topic. You need to contact me via Schoology so that I can get you your topic so that you can get the research project started. Do not pick a topic on your own because that just makes everything too broad. You'll probably end up making more work for yourself, and um, it's almost the end of the year. Why do more work than you have to, right? So make sure you message me so I can get you your topic, and be sure to look at all of the Schoology folders from starting yesterday, May 3rd, until the end of the year so that you can pick up on stuff that could help you along the way in your research project, and also some little mini lessons that we're going to put in there because we've got to make sure to wrap up 6th grade so you're ready for 7th grade. Okay. That being said, let me get in here and share my screen with you guys so you can see what I've put into Schoology for you, so that you can kind of start gathering information and cite your sources correctly, and start organizing the information that you gathered. So let me share this screen, hit share. All right. So yes, and it's still recording. All right. So stick myself up here. All right. Okay, so looking at my screen, I can see it's May 4th. Yes, Star Wars, May the 4th be with you. But let's kind of focus on what we're supposed to do today. You can worry about Star Wars later. There are 2 folders in here. Those of you that have seen me do this in the past know that I do this because there are a lot of individual files that you could be needing, and the folders just kind of condense it all down. Okay, so the first one here is your graphic organizers. Not all of you have the same text structure in your that's going to be in your essay. Okay. Some of you are going to have a sequence because you're telling a chain of events that happened in a time period. You are comparing and contrasting something. You're looking at cause and effect, even if it's directly or indirectly. You're looking at descriptions, who is something, what is something, some background on it, anything like that. And then there are some things that are just, you can put things into multiple paragraphs. It's going to be in multiple paragraphs. You just need to organize it appropriately. So I've got a peel organizer in there also. So if I open it up and I see all of those, okay? Sequence, descriptive, cause, effect, compare, contrast, and the peel organizer. Let me open it up to show y'all here. Okay, so I know we introduced this during the argumentative text. However, it is not, text structures are not genre specific. You can use text structures for any kind of informational writing. Case in point, if you have something here that you're going to need text evidence to explain, like some of you have, what was one that I was talking about with a student? The topic is not coming to me off the top of my head. But some people have a topic about the Clovis points. Clovis points are a big thing in history. It was a very significant find. There's a lot of information that you're going to need. So you can use this kind of organizer to kind of pull out maybe 2 or 3 points. And, what if you were to give a sentence, what about the Clovis points was important? And then what's your evidence to back it up? This is where you cite your sources, and we'll get to that in a minute. Your explanation, how does this evidence back up your point? And then your transition sentence to the next paragraph. That's how that works. I know we haven't touched on this too much in the past, but please remember that this little box in here is kind of your thesis statement, your topic statement for the entire paper, your introductory, supposedly introductory paragraph, but you can typically can fit like a sentence or two or three in here. If you write really tiny, you could probably fit a fourth sentence in there with no problem. But that is not necessary for this one. Again, please don't think that if I put this up here also, that I am requiring you to have a 5-paragraph essay. I am not. At minimum, you need 2 paragraphs for your topic, depending on how much information you find and how much you want to go into detail on your topic. You could do more, possibly up to 4 is fine. If you go for the 5th paragraph or the traditional 5-paragraph essay, I'm not going to tell you no, but just know I'm not expecting it. Okay. I'm not going to be that on point on it this late in the year. You already have enough with the research aspect of it, and you have to make a presentation as well. So 2 to 4 paragraphs is what I'm shooting for. Obviously, do not go less than that. And if you decide to go more than that, I'm not going to tell you no. So that's my spiel on that. Compare and contrast should be easy to figure out what text structure that's going to look like. Your Venn diagram, basically, you have 2 things that you're going to compare and contrast, and in the middle is the same. Up here, instead of writing, they're like, okay, so it gives you a question up here. This kind of organizer, this worksheet is basically if I gave you an article and this worksheet and you would fill it out appropriately. It works. I mean, if you want to, you can use this as kind of a spot where you can put your introduction paragraph or how you're going to introduce your topic. You know, I am comparing and contrasting, you know, this and this, and these are, and then you list minor you know, a few attributes. I'm going to compare characteristics, history, however you want to do that. But that's what you can use this for. So that you're not gonna, if you don't feel like wasting space, if you're one of those that, you know, it'd be a waste of space to have it on there, you can still use this space. Just don't think you have to answer this question. Okay. Passage name, if you want to go ahead and give your essay a title, that's what you can do there. All right. And the rest of these are the same thing, but obviously the text structure is different. So cause and effect, we have, come on, load. There we go. A little bit more questions to kind of get it in there. Again, you don't have to answer this. You can have your introductory statement or paragraph or whatever here. You know, what's cause, what's effect, and then you can give, you know, what cause, what effect, and kind of organize your paragraphs out. So that you can, if you have one cause that has many effects, you can put the one here and then just put an arrow up so that it kind of notes, hey, it's all one cause, but it had many effects. All right. I believe some of you have have one about the COVID indirectly affecting the weather. That's what you can do with that. That's how you can organize that. Let's see, descriptive. Any of you that have a topic that, you know, what is, who is, things like that, you can use this. Okay, it will kind of help you get some topics, attributes in. You can, obviously you're going to put your main topic here, and then you're going to be putting your attributes, how you're going to talk about it. Okay. Again, introductory paragraph here, and you can give a title to your paper. And then sequence. Obviously, sequence is, you know, your chronological text structure. You know, what things happen in what order. A few of you, I think, have a topic that deals with sequence of events. what happened in a specific time period, things like that. This is what you can use this text structure for. First, next, then, after that, finally, and then you can have in here, you could, what happened, what evidence did you find, how would you put it in a sentence, things like that. Okay, so that's your graphic organizers. Go back to the folder. So those are all of your graphic organizers. That's how you can start organizing your information. So when you get to text evidence, please remember to cite your sources. I had a lot of people actually, well, not a lot. I had a few in each class at least ask me about the discussion post and citing the source on the discussion post. As you get into the higher grade levels, citing discussion posts is going to be a little bit more important. I'm trying to get you to actually cite sources still. So I'm not going to go too deep into citing a discussion post when you need to still get used to citing on a research paper. So I'm only focusing on one thing at a time, and getting you to cite your sources when you're writing on your paper. The citing discussion posts and everything will come naturally at a later grade period. So you don't have to worry about the discussion post being cited. If you cite it though, it's not going to hurt you. You'll at least have that knowledge down. So citing your sources, there's a couple of resources in here. I found a full MLA citation notes, different ways to cite stuff with examples. This was originally like a fill in the blank thing, but we are running out of time. We've got 4 days over these next 2 weeks, which is going to be done for STAR testing. So I do not have time to do a formal lesson with these fill in the blank notes and stuff like that. So I'm giving you the full version of the notes so that you can look at them. So I got people outside my window being loud and obnoxious. If you can hear that, I'm sorry. So you have books, different types of books, author's last name, first name. That's what it's supposed to look like. Here's an example using a real book. They did not italicize or underline the title of the book, so they did not do that correctly. Here's another book. This one is if an anthology is a collection of stories. So it's a text that has many stories in it. I'm trying to think of an example of an anthology that you guys would know. I don't think there is one out for middle school, or if there is, I haven't come across it. That's current anyway. So in anthologies, hey, they take the entire Diary of a Wimpy Kid series and they condense it all, like they take all of the stories and they publish it into one massive book that's about this thick. That would be an anthology, okay? Many different stories compiled into one text, right? So you'd have all of that listed here. Book by 2 or more authors. You would list all of the authors like that. And then a reference book, an encyclopedia, a dictionary, a textbook is a reference book. Those of you that do not know what encyclopedias are, think old school Google. Before the internet was as big as it was, and we had Google and search engines and the internet for everything, we had encyclopedias. Ask your parents about them. They should remember encyclopedias. If not, ask your grandparents. They'll definitely remember. Some of them might actually have a set. I know I have a copy hidden in my garage somewhere in a box. I should probably get those out. Citing articles, other publications, and periodicals. Those are your newspapers and magazines. If you have a topic that you find a newspaper or magazine article that is relevant to the topic, you can cite it using one of this. Citing electronic publications. So you have document from an internet site and online newspaper or magazines. This is probably the one that you're going to find more often, is your online articles. Please make sure you do not use Wikipedia. I will fail you. I'm not playing. Wikipedia is not a credible source. I'm pretty sure you've been told that all year long. Emphasize to the extreme, I know, but Wikipedia is no good. You scroll down to the bottom of the Wikipedia article page where it says references and sources and all of that, and you click on those links, okay? If you're unsure whether a source is credible or not, you can contact us and we can take a look at it and we can tell you, no, it's no good, yes, it's good, or it's good, but keep something in mind, things like that. We can tell you if it's good or not. And then you have, additional sources. Say you have like a speech, or I've had a couple of people ask if they could cite like a teacher lesson that happened, that you can do that. And then this is what a typical works cited page is supposed to look like. And then MLA format heading, you don't have to worry about that yet. But that is what the citation guide looks like. You'll have that for you to look at. I do not have hard copies of this, but if you having these digital copies will be good enough. In-text citations, you guys need to make sure you're doing that. You guys are getting better at it. So I'm seeing a lot of improvement on the in-text citations. Some of you are doing it religiously now, and that's great to see because that's going to be beneficial to you later. There's some of you that are just refusing to do in-text citations for some reason. I don't know why. Y'all need to get with the program and do the in-text citations, okay? So we come up here to the in-text citation cheat sheet. And this is basically what it's supposed to look like. I've shown you this before. You have the words from the text, the direct quote, and then you have your parentheses showing the author's last name, if the author's last name is available. If not, there is another way to do that. And then the page number. That's for books. Okay, obviously. If it's not a book, the page number is obviously not going to go there. You're just going to rely on the author name or the title of the text or title of whatever article you're using. Scrolling down, incorporating quotes within a sentence. So this is kind of what it looks like if you are, here's your 3 options for in-text citations that is going to work. Here's the example from above. You have your text, you have your introduction to the quote, okay? You have your introduction to the quote, you have the actual quote from the text, you have the author, you have the page number, okay? Option 2, it negates the need for the parentheses, but you still have your page, lights. Oh, there we go, okay, my bad. All right. Been sitting still too long. All right, so option 2, I need to wrap this up. Option 2, you are referencing the page number and the author. It's just not in parentheses. You are putting it within the context of the sentence. You're not saying the author said this. You are actually calling the author by name. Again, if the name is available. If it's not, then the author is fine. Then you would say the author called his friend, and then you would probably insert the title of the text here. And that's how that would work. And then you have the quote for the text. Third option, you're incorporating the author's name in the sentence itself. You have the quote, and then the page number alone is in the parentheses. Period is always after the parentheses, okay? So that is that one. I need to get through one last one before this bell rings. And then this one you guys have seen before, citing a web source. Y'all had this when we did the argumentative text paper. Oh, dang, it didn't save. Okay, this does not need to be done, okay? Number 1, don't do it. I thought I had put that on there so that it would not do that. All right. So don't do that. All right. Follow everything else on here. that thing is not going to stick with it. Follow everything else that is on there. Look at that. So you have from 2 down, you can continue to do. So basically, if you have an online site, an online article, you know how to fill this out. You put each of the elements in here, or you can just go down and skip right to the bottom and go ahead and start filling it out in the format that it's supposed to be in. And then you would, put this over onto your works cited for your paper, but that's neither here nor there. Let me get rid of this. So those are all of the resources that I have available for you today. Please make sure that you are using them. That's why I have them out for you. If you have any questions, obviously you can send me a message and I will help as best as I can, okay? Good luck. I can't wait to see what y'all come up with, and you'll get